So if you're anything like me, then you probably find reading a bit challenging. You know it's good for you, but when it comes to actually sitting down, picking up the book and reading, it's hard for you to focus. You read one page and you're like,
all right, this time I'm gonna finish the book. This time I'm gonna stay consistent.
And maybe it's even gotten to the point where you have told yourself, I'm not a reader, I hate reading, and this is just not it for me. Deep down, you know you are missing out on some valuable knowledge that will help you become that person that you are wanting to be. So the question is, how do people like us, the people that are not fans of reading, who are not born bookworms, actually stay consistent with reading and at the same time enjoy it? Well, from non-bookworm to non-bookworm, I have actually stayed consistent with reading for the last 30 days and I have actually enjoyed it. So I'm gonna be sharing in this video 6 tips and tricks that are going to help you actually stay consistent and build this habit of reading and enjoy it at the same time. Tip number 1 is to be realistic. It's easy for us to think to ourselves that you're gonna finish that book in the next 2 weeks, but then past you is looking at you like, oh yeah, and how we're gonna do that if you have never finished a book? We set ourselves to this high standard and it starts to feel like a chore. And it's not something that we're doing out of pleasure or something that we are doing to help us improve. It's more like,
ugh, I have to read, I have to pick up this book, I really don't want to do it right now, but I have to do it.
And then you're not even focusing or absorbing any of the knowledge that is there to benefit you. So to start reading consistently, you have to start lowering your standards and start small. I'm talking like 10 minutes a day or even just 2 pages a day. This may seem like you will never ever finish that book, but trust me when I tell you that by me just focusing on those 5-10 minutes or those 2 pages that I was gonna read every single day, I felt accomplished because I was actually showing up for myself and I was completing the task that I set out for myself to do, which was to read daily. So this helped me to feel less overwhelmed and it made it more sustainable. Or if you want to read more, go for it. But the important thing here is that you show up and you at least read those 10 minutes or those 2 pages. As stated in the book Atomic Habits, if you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. What also helped me here is I created a PDF that I downloaded onto my iPad and it is a 30-day habit tracker. So every single day, once I hit that goal of the 10 minutes or the 2 pages, I would put a little check mark. I was able to feel accomplished and it also worked as a motivation because once I saw all of those check marks for the first 5 days, I was like,
all right, like this feels good. Like I'm actually doing it. I'm actually becoming a consistent reader.
I have that down below. You guys can download that for free. I'll send it straight to your email so you guys can use it either by printing it or you download it onto your phone. Tip number 2 is going to be habit stacking. So habit stacking is when you stack a new behavior on top of an already existing habit. And this actually also came from the book Atomic Habits, where it shares how your brain builds strong connections with what you repeat. This is also known as implementation intention, which is where you are planning beforehand when and where you're going to implement that specific habit. This helps you to be more intentional with your habits and not just winging it every single day. Because if you wing it, then you're just gonna keep going with that same behavior that you already have, which is not reading at all. Let's say that a habit for you is to drink a cup of coffee or a cup of tea every single morning. On top of that behavior, you can stack on top to read. Now it doesn't seem so overwhelming because you're already enjoying your coffee, you're already enjoying your tea, and now you're also enjoying reading. An easy way for me to do this, I actually decided to start stacking it at the end of my day. So the behavior that I already had was I wash my face and I do my skincare routine. And then before I go to bed, so I already have my book on my nightstand. So before I go to sleep, I have those 10 minutes where I just read in bed. And that has been a game changer. Tip number 3 is to utilize audiobooks. For those who are constantly on the run, who live a very busy life, this is also very beneficial for those who are parents. You most likely don't have time to just slow down and be able to pick up a book and read. So this is also going to be your best friend, is audiobooks, because you are able to just plug in your headphones, you're cooking or you're driving, cleaning, you can do 2 things at once. So you are multitasking efficiently. By you already doing what you have to do, you're also learning and absorbing all of this knowledge at the same time. So I like to do this when I am working out in the morning, habit stacking. So I know that whenever I'm going to the gym, if I have a very busy schedule, I'll just put on my beats, I'll put on an audiobook, and I'm living the best of both worlds. I'm working out and I'm also gaining more knowledge. I enjoy Audible. That's one of the best places to get your audiobooks, or you can also use Kindle, and whenever you purchase the book, or if you just want to get the audio, you can also get it. And I'm gonna put those 2 links down below to make it easier for you guys. So no excuses. Tip number 4 is to join a book club. Connect with like-minded individuals, because by you connecting with other people, it's a sense of motivation for you. You're in this community where you are being held accountable. Like, I have a book club, and every single week we have a goal that we have to meet, whether it's reading the first chapter or reading 4 or 5 pages. And then every Sunday we will hop on the chat, and then we'll talk about what we read, any quotes. So it's also a way to get inspired by other people and have more depth in your reading, because a lot of people have different perceptions and different insights on what we're reading. You're able to expand your knowledge and look at it from other people's perspective. We're able to uplift one another and support each other on this crazy reading journey. And there's also a lot of people on there that struggle with reading. You're able to feel like you're not alone in the journey. So I will also have in my description the link to my book club. So if you guys want to join, I highly recommend to join it. It has definitely helped me with my reading habit and be more consistent with it. Tip number 5 is to change your mindset. While this tip may seem like a no-brainer, it's actually the one that's most overlooked, and it's the most important one, because how we speak to ourselves and how we identify ourselves is what's going to dictate whether we stay consistent with the reading habit or we don't. Most of us identify as someone who is not a reader, not a bookworm, and by us identifying as that, our behavior is going to start reflecting that, because whatever thoughts you have in your mind, then your mind is going to start sending signals to your body, and you're going to start reacting that way. Tip number 6 is to set up a reading corner. Create a reading space that is cozy, that is to your liking, that you designed. You know, put some nice pillows on there, a nice throw blanket, put some plants, put some aesthetic pictures or motivational images, anything that is going to make you want to sit there and read. It also helps to eliminate distractions. So whenever I sit down on that chair, I know not to have my phone with me. Everyone in the house knows not to distract me. Like, that is my no distraction zone. So it just helps me to get more focused in reading my book. You can have a nice little table on the side with a nice lamp. I also have a diffuser just to set the tone and help it be more relaxing. All right, and there you have it, you guys. I really hope that you find these tips to be as helpful as they were to me, and that you are able now to be confident that you are going to be consistent with your reading habit this time. And don't forget to use my habit tracker to help motivate you guys and just to keep track of your success. Start small. Don't go crazy with it like you're gonna finish the whole book in 1 week. All right, take it day by day. Just enjoy the process. Just learn as much information as you can. Become a sponge. And trust me, I used to be someone who never imagined that I would be a reader. I feel like school kind of made us this way just because we were always forced to read in school, so we kind of took it like a chore and as something that was boring because of all the textbooks we had to read. As I have gone into my self-improvement journey, I have seen that if I want to grow my knowledge and I want to be better, I have to read these books, these self-help books, which have all of the information and all of the tips, literally a roadmap to where I want to be and who I want to become. Just remember, it's not about hitting a magic number, you know, wanting to read 2-3 books a month. It's about building this habit and enjoying the process. So if you have your own tips or strategies that have helped you with your reading habit, I would love to hear them, because anything that can help me, I am all about it. So please comment down below, and if you found this video to be helpful, also let me know, because I want to be able to provide as much value as I can on your journey and make this journey a lot more enjoyable for you.
Oh my, what a one.